Hello, Libra, dear lovely Libra, Venusian goddess Libra, God, too, we can have that. This is a little tarot illumination new moon reading for March 27th, 2017 for you, Libra. And it's because it's quite a big new moon. There's a lot of firepower there, okay, with all that Aries. So it's going to trigger a lot of things for a lot of people, mostly to do with awakenings, surprises, new beginnings, sudden spontaneous awakenings, some way, somehow, in some part of their life. Possibly highly unexpected, possibly something delightful, possibly something shocking. We don't know. Now, for you Libras, of course, this is happening in your 7th house of relationships. Whoopee. So, I'm not going to turn this into a love reading, okay? This is just a little general thing, okay? So what are we going to do with all of this? Okay, I'm just about ready. And we're going to cut, and then we're going to read, okay? Just let the cards tell a little story, and then you can reinterpret the whole thing yourself later on if you want to, okay? No big deal. It's your reading. It's for you. You can do it what you want with it, okay? So, let's see what happens. What's the situation? And what's the challenge here? Yes. And how are we going to deal with this? I don't know. And what's the weather like? Oh, whoa. It's almost as though this is your card, Libra. It's like you're the home team at the home ground, okay? You are in your element. It's almost like a bring it on kind of energy. You know what? In that realm of relationship where everybody thought it was one way, and I know that it's another way because I am the master of relationships. I am the supreme master of harmony and balance. And nobody knows what I go through to reach this level of serene, beautiful weather, okay? Because I have to go through everything. Look at this. I have to go to the depth of spirit. I have to go back to land. And somehow or other, I have to balance all these energies inside of me, earth, air, fire, and water, and make it all work in a way that makes it look like I've got my act together. From my perspective as your reader, dear Libra, this is the equivalent of balancing on top of a huge gym ball with no supports and nobody helping you, just using your bare feet. If you can do that, you're a freaking genius, okay? All right, anyway, that's kind of the background weather. It's like you're in your element here, okay? So that's nice to know. It could be coming at you. It could be moving through. It could be a long-term weather pattern. We don't know, but it's there right now. So make the best of it. So what's the situation? Let's get into it. Okay, now remember, we're talking about your 7th house and relationships. Is there something going on that is threatening your sense of harmony and balance and tranquility? Something that's just too much? That's just too much to handle, and it's like, it's enough. I need to put this down now, or at least very soon, otherwise I'm never going to make it back to home base. Look, it's only just a little bit farther, but right now it could be 20 miles away, and I've got all of this. It's almost like my inspiration is totally burnt out. I may be burnt out in the area of profound, sublime relationships, and there's nothing more to offer. I don't have anything more to offer. I've done everything I can. Okay? Dear Libras, I happen to know a Libra who fits this perfectly. It was a total wipeout, I have to say. No harm done, but it just had to happen because it was just too much. Eventually, they reach a breaking point. You know what? So I applaud you for trying to bring it all home and try to maintain the balance and keep the spirit and keep the life going. Bravo, Libra. but it's to the point where it's just like it's too much. It's too much. It's like, so how are you going to deal with that? That's a tough one. That's a really tough one, Libra. All right. All right. Let's see. What is the challenge here? Oh, more wands. Okay. We had a page of wands in this position earlier with somebody. I don't remember who. So the challenge may be, dear Libra, that your sense of equanimity and harmony and balance and beautiful, beautiful temperance in every aspect of your life is being really, really destabilized right now, okay? To the point where your natural innocent spirit is challenged. You don't mean any harm. Why would anybody harm you? But the reality is, how are you going to maintain and reach your normally serenely balanced self? How are you going to do that? And it's a challenge right now, even just to bear one staff. I have to evaluate what the heck is going on, like in my relationships, in my personal life. That is so overwhelming. How am I going to handle it? How am I going to deal with this? It's almost too much. I need to get back to this because that's my natural state of being. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I've got it in me. I'm scared. That's understandable, Libra, if you've been going through all of this. Okay? So, to me, this is a question. What am I going to do? How am I going to handle it? I know I have to drop everything and put it down. I don't really want to because relationships are fundamental to my life. In some ways, it's the most important element of my whole life. My relationships, the people that I love, the people who love me. Everything is in question now. Okay, let's not dwell on that, okay? I don't want to turn this into a misery festival, okay? So how are you going to deal with that? Like perhaps like reclaiming your spirit if you can barely hold on to it as it is. Okay, well, we're going to figure it out, Libra, okay? If you feel you've been crushed and overburdened and you've been doing all the work in the relationship, if you've been the one who has to make it all happen and it's almost like the other people don't even have to lift a finger because you're doing it all, that's out of whack. That's out of balance, okay? That's like enabling people to operate at their lowest vibration. Now, that's not cool, Libra. Now, one of the things about lovely Libra is that you don't like things when they get out of harmony to the point that you might be willing to overextend yourself and overburden yourself to maintain what you feel might be a sense of harmony, okay? But that's not healthy. You know, in a good, healthy relationship, both parties carry equal weight, okay? Like, I got your back, sweetie. Hey, I got your back too. I love you and I love you. Okay? Would you cover for me? Like if things got a little bit rough? Oh, don't you worry. I'll be right there. I got your back. I love you. Okay? If that's not what's happening, then you've got a problem. Okay? So how are we going to deal with this out of whackness? Oh gosh. You might have to examine very carefully your concepts and understandings of what love really is. Okay? Now, this might be work for you because love and relationships come to you very naturally, but you might have been taking it all for granted and not been realizing that perhaps you have been seriously out of whack. Okay? You might not have been all this, but this good weather is reminding you that you can be all of this, but it's not all that. And by the process of reflection through the seventh house, in other words, in the seventh house energy we're talking about, there's you, Libra, and there's you, the Aries energy, the other half. Things might be seriously out of whack, where there is no sense of parity and balance anymore. It's completely out of whack, where Libra is taking on all the burdens, and the other one can just do what the bleep they like, and they're getting forgiven, enabled. They're being like, there's no discipline going on here, and that's sloppy. Okay, now it might just be that you were naive, Libra, but that's not an excuse. Okay, so the way to deal with this imbalance, and which is crushing to the spirit, it doesn't have to be that way, is take a close look at your understandings of love. What is it really? Is it mushy romance? Is it buying presents and receiving presents? Is it having hot sex? Is it going on dates? Or is it like partying? Or what is love to you? Is it cuddling up on the sofa? Is it like getting super passionate and playing love games or whatever? We don't know. That's your business. That's very private, Libra. That's up to you. But you need to take a really, really good look. It might be an idea to take some kind of, I don't know, what do they call those? Like, I don't know, it's like one of those books, like those how-to books, or Love for Dummies or something. Love Lives for Dummies, or Relationships for Dummies. You know, one of those kind of books. Just buy something like that. Get an inspirational book where you literally have it like almost like a classroom lesson in front of you, so you can figure out this stuff, because there's something out of whack. Okay, and it's being brought into very clear awareness that in terms of the heart and matters of love, there is something out of whack, because this is how it's supposed to be. This is the weather that's around you, and the weather is reminding you that this is your natural state of being. So get there, but it's your responsibility, okay, Libra? Thank you. Bye.